With Inventor, each design environment has its own set of rules, its own set of toolbars, and its own set of commands. We can use the sketch we used in the lesson from Capturing Design Intent. And if you didn't save that, you can open up the 0109 Part Design Environment IPT. Take a look and see what this environment gives us. First thing we have is our model browser that has the history of our model. We have our ribbons at the top that give us the information to create objects. And we have our application window. Within the part modeling environment, if you right-click, you'll see that the marking menus are specific to this environment. We have fillets, extrude, revolve, holes, new sketch, work planes, undo, several different features that are based on the part modeling environment. Our 3D model tab has extrude, revolve. We also have primitives, where we can create basic shapes. We have our options to create all of our basic solids. We have our options to modify our features. These are our featured-based, not sketch-based modelers. We have work features, patterning, surfaces, and then we get into specialized parts, plastic parts, harness parts, sheet metal parts, things such as this. Within this environment, we can take our sketch, create an extrusion. If we take and look at this at an angle, it's easier to see our extrusion. Rotate it around so you can see it at a good 45-degree angle there. We can enter in how far it needs to extrude. And we can decide what's going to be part of this extrusion. We can say, hey, this circle is intended for something else. This isn't going to be a hole, it's going to be pushing up from the part. So I don't include that in my initial sketch. My holes back here are actually going to be used for something. So I hit OK. And then what I do is I create a secondary sketch using these same tools. You'll notice that all the tools are here based on this. So I can come in here. I can either recreate this circle, or I can turn on that initial sketch visibility, and I can project that geometry. And that's my purple line there. Turn that back off. Finish. I can do extrude again. So I've created my geometry the way I wanted to create it based on the tools that are in the part modeling environment. If there's something that you need to do to a part, Inventor's smart enough to give you those options. If the options are not available to you in the screen you're in, there's a good chance that you need to change the environment. Meaning if you are in an assembly and you're trying to extrude something, that can work, but it may not necessarily be the right environment to do it. You'll notice that, the fillets aren't there and things like that. So make sure you're conscious of what environment you're in to be able to modify things. The part environment is where we go and we create our parts. So before we had created our sketch, now we have extruded it up with 2 extrusions. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a fillet to it. It'll be 125. We'll hit OK. We'll add a chamfer. Click on this top corner. 125 again is fine. Then we're going to add a hole. Select the top face. We'll change this one to concentric. It'll ask us to select that face again, which we're starting from. And then what object are we going to be concentric on? And then what size is it going to be? 0.75, okay. And then I'll add a chamfer to the inside as well. So now I have my part ready to go. Hit save. Now I can add this to an assembly. I can add it to a model. If I need to come back and change something, if I've changed my mind and I decide that that fillet's too big, can edit it. I can edit the chamfers one at a time because they're two separate chamfers here. 0625. Okay. Now I have my part ready to go as a finished part. Play with this part, create your own, make it your design intent based on how you want to design it, and play with some of the part features that are available in this environment. When you're done, go to the big I, hit Save As, call it Done. 0109 Part Design Environment, done. Save and close.